Hello and welcome to Saturday afternoon recap. Right now it's just me. Matt will be hopping in at some point. We'll be hanging out, watching some RMUC. We'll be back tonight. Uh, we're not. I don't even can't even say catching up because we're not going to be catching up on games, but we sure will be watching a bunch of them. They've been sick. Very excited. We're on match 10, I believe, of the real matches. We watched some resurrection matches. If you missed any of those, you can go back, watch the VODs. You can check out the YouTube VODs as well. Um, Make sure that you'll have all the subscriptions and follows and notifications turned on so that you know when we're live doing the English commentary. So y'all can hang out and chat, ask questions, go over things together. Yeah. But for today, let's switch on over. Let's check out the squad. All right, so this is FYT versus Hero. We have not found any duplicate teams yet. We're 10 games in, so we should have seen 20 teams. We're getting close. We need to get to 32 teams. We need to get to 16 in order to start seeing teams come back, I believe. Hero, Shar and I had as kind of the bottom chunk of the teams coming out of the top 12 teams from regional, so still a great team. All right, still expected to perform well, but their sentry wasn't very involved. They had a full squad, like they were good, but their drone was not involved either. So without a sentry really doing a lot of work and without a drone doing a lot of work, it's a tough competition with the rest of the teams being able to field very successful bots and utilize those areas of gold efficiency improvement, right? Using their drone, using their sentry bots that get extra ammunition or more projectiles at a cheaper rate, allow teams to kind of catch up and use more of that gold efficiency. Excited to see how it plays out. I don't know anything about FYT. Maybe when I see their bots, maybe I'll remember. We've watched enough RMUC this year that probably I've seen them before, but not in my recollection. I don't have notes from them. So let's take a peek at those bots as they come onto the field. For match number 10 from the 10th anniversary of RoboMasters, FYT versus Hero. Looks like both teams are fielding a drone this round. Briefcase laptops are awesome. Love them. It's going to be Hero from the same squad as from the Harman Institute of Technology, right? From the same squad as One Hitter. Really cool that some of those schools have been participating for so long that they now have multiple teams. It was something that was discussed at A&M, and I think it probably comes up at a lot of universities, even in RMNA. The teams are so big that eventually you think about, should we make a second team, like a learner team and a kind of tier 1, tier 2 system? See what mechanical insight we can gain by looking at the teams prep their bots. Right now, it looks pretty standard. Oh my goodness. Well, you can put eyes on the front of your engineer when you're able to get the #1 record for the highest gold in a game, 3,370. Interesting mechanics, too. You saw the entire chassis of the robot lift up. We'll see how that comes into play. The articulatable camera, very helpful, allowing the engineers to have a bit more freedom of view when they're trying to score those cubes. The blue side not looking too shabby either. Always going for the 3.0 difficulty. 13 seconds, not bad. Really, anything under 20 is viable, in my opinion. Under 15 is viable. Once you get down there under 10, then you're really on the great side of things. Average gold gained by the engineer is 1,260. Right, and then that'll add with the passive gold from the game. So that number might not look like the 2,500s, 3,000s that we see at the end of the game, but just something to keep in mind. The red hero. It's got like a LiDAR module almost on the right-hand side of the turret. Interesting move. I wonder if it has some drive assist. Or maybe like a warning system? That'd be really cool if it had, because these heroes are trying to target the base. They're using a scope, so they're zoomed in, right? Just like in a video game or real life. If you're using a scope, you can no longer see your surroundings. Your field of view is extremely limited. And so using some sort of 360 cam or LiDAR system might be a cool way with some CV to notify you if there's an enemy robot approaching, or if you, like, before you're being attacked, kind of an early warning system so that you can start getting the heck out of there, trying to survive. Hey, what's up, Matt? Give me, I think I can just plop you right on in here. Bloop. That wasn't the right link. We're on the first match of the day still. We've got Hero from HIT, and on the other side we've got FYT.
Have we seen either of these teams before yet, Preston?
You know, I've seen Hero when I did some of the regional matches. So I did have some notes. Char and I put them at, like, I don't know, kind of the bottom of the top 15 teams. So we estimated around 15th, just looking at the top 3 teams from each region. But nothing from FYT. I don't think I've watched any of their gameplay this year.
Well, I'm interested to see what strategies they bring to the table. As we were discussing last night, you know, there seems to be a whole bunch of different strategies that we're actually seeing these teams that are able to field all 7 robots very well, and obviously get through regionals just to get to this stage of the competition. Curious to see if they have any change ups or things that we haven't seen yet.
100%. 100%. All right. Looks like the refs have raised their flags. We saw some last-minute zip ties coming onto the Hero for Hero.
That's got to be a fun one to say.
Yeah, it is. It is. They initialize. We're ready. I was noticing that the Hero from Hero has like a LiDAR module on the side of the turret. And I was postulating that perhaps it's like an early warning system, because a lot of the heroes this year are using scopes. They're limited field of view. They won't know if they're getting attacked, and they're getting burst down so quickly that CV could be helpful to just have the hero get like an alert, some kind of visual notification or even sound if they're gonna get attacked.
Basically, like your radar warning receiver for a jet that's getting locked onto by a missile.
Yeah. Early skirmishing. The Sentry for FYT doing a good job helping defend. Blue Standard 3 just harassing. There's nothing really, not pushing enough to make any objective difference. The Engineer from FYT is still going to make it out of there with 2 gold cubes and without too much damage taken.
FYT attempting the power rune, but not able to get a good strong foothold on it.
Hero from Hero assisted by the drone on the blue side, chunking through the outpost on the other side of the field. Again, drone hero combo being used a bit more effectively by FYT, as that hero outpost will be the first to fall.
I think FYT in a bit of an early lead. Gold about the same right now as the engineers are working on stashing the cubes in the receptacles.
Bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Let me move that. Let me move that logo free off for a little bit.
The immersive minimap.
Blue Standard 3, Blue Standard 4 holding the center island. I mean, it's good. It's nice. It gives them some vision. I really appreciate Blue Standard 4 paying some respect to the curb, going down slowly. We've seen so many teams, probably at least half of the teams, flip a robot during one of the competitions. Meantime, FYT's Hero now has 32 projectiles. Hero is going to need to simultaneously deal damage to the outpost and harass that red hero back. Check out this view of the dart launcher in the bottom of your screen. Oh, the dart lands, dealing 1 damage.
Meaning it did hit the armor panel, but it just didn't register as a hit.
Second dart. I feel like the dart is hitting for 300 twice now.
It could just be synced up with when the hero's pounding on it, because FYT is not relenting as hero's base is just under the 2,000, almost just over the 2,000 threshold.
Yeah.
One more shot is going to knock that armor panel off, revealing the bottom lower physical plates.
Blue Standard 3 came over to try to defend, which was the right play, but I believe got stuck in that tight squeeze.
FYT not in the traditional sniper position, but instead opting to line up on a bit of a straighter angle for the lower armor panel shots, bringing that base down to around 1,100 health. Ooh, there's a big shot coming across.
Blue Standard 4 came over to try and assist Blue Standard 3, and now both Blue Standards are dead at the top of the map. The sentry tips over. It's rough. This is a rough round 1 for Hero. Looking really good for FYT, though. They're securing a lot of the buffs. You'll notice they're dealing a little extra damage, and they're taking a little less. Huge gold lead now in their favor. 1,500 gold, increasing as I say it, in favor of FYT.
4 minutes left. Heroes got plenty of time to turn it around, but do they have the resources? Looks like the capital difference is a huge difference here. Something that we saw yesterday as well. 3,000 total go to 725.
Hero really could use a dart hit right now.
I think the dart hit might just be a drop in the bucket, as that's going to close it out. FYT taking round 1 in the best of 3.
Nicely played by FYT. They did a great job. They played fast. We were looking at their stats at the beginning. Their engineer is one of the top 5 engineers in the competition. It has the record for the highest gold ever in a game. And the speed of that engineer is very impressive. We got less than half of the way through the game time, and I think they were able to secure almost 3,000 gold, probably 2,500 gold.
Yeah, an insanely non-inconsequential amount of gold that easily helps them vault over the clearance line to push out the game. Because we've seen sometimes when if the engineers are not securing the resources that well, you end up in kind of a bit of a situation where you don't have the projectiles to finish it off. As we look at the stats.
Yes, 7,800 damage to 2,300, 5 kills to 2. It wasn't very close. 12 sniper shots to none. The hero from Hero, unable to get to that outpost fast enough. The blue team did a good job of coming over with their standards. This Hero, you can see 23 projectiles on the red side, just shelling away. Blue Standard 4, Blue Standard 3, both dying at the top side of the map. Great job from FYT to defend that Hero. 54% accuracy, not bad at all.
MVP screen is fully populated today, Preston.
Yeah, and deservingly so. 3,200 gold for that red engineer means you
54% accuracy on the Hero too.
Yeah, and they really feed to each other, you know? If your hero is shelling away at the enemy team base, you're not going to have one of those games where the standards are attacking the engineer. They don't have time. They have to go for the hero. At the same time, if your hero can roll up with 40 projectiles at once, if that attack from the enemy team standards is unsuccessful, you win the game. Like it's a skill check. Either the team can stop you with their standards or you win.
Preston, I wonder if that you're right on the LiDAR. I think you might be, because I think what the hardest technical part of that would be having to coordinate with your own radar to make sure that your own teammates are not getting tracked. That's your warning system.
I wonder if
stars on the top of the
just
UI.
For fun?
And maybe it's wanted level, like in GTA. Then that's what I have to do with that LiDAR. Or wait, no, that was the engineer, right?
Engineer, yeah, but
maybe it could be difficulty level.
Maybe. See FYT testing out their CV, making sure that everything is functioning as intended.
45-degree flywheels, it looks like, on the standards as well, not just the heroes.
Both squads drones operating at a fairly good level. I feel like the floor for RMUC really has raised, Matt.
Oh yeah.
Like it's difficult when we're commentating, right? Now, I'm trying to make sure that we talk enough about the robots because all of the robots on all of the teams are so good now that at this point, most of what I'm finding myself talking about is the strategy, is the shot calling, the gameplay, the mistakes, the punishes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's no longer a game of, ooh, look at the big accuracy difference between this drone and this drone. There
Yep.
are one or two heroes that have made it this far in the competition and still have accuracy down in like the 30%. But I
I
mean,
think there's also something to be said about I mean, some of the Sentry designs, that is kind of entirely up to the code that you're able to push. As we saw, an interesting strategy with TDT that so far no other team's been able to really get close to replicating, at least from being timed events that don't do anything other than health or projectile count.
yeah. No, that's true. Sentry is definitely an area of engineering skill expression still. Central South University FYT versus HIT's Hero, round 2 in a best of 3. Both teams going to go for gold early. This is a slight shift from Hero. They went Silver Cube start, trying to keep up on the gold. A little bit better in round 2. Blue Standard 3 getting chunked out by that Sentry once more. Both heroes in position, starting to launch projectiles at the outpost.
Power Room coming across this time from Hero.
That's really good. Oh no, their drone goes down.
That might be the first down drone we've seen all competition so far, Preston. At least that I've seen.
Yeah, it wasn't a very violent crash, so hopefully no mechanical issues. Hero's Hero having a tough time landing these shots on the spinning outpost panel. They're falling just a little bit behind as they land one. There we go. Now 1,200 to 1,100. That shot equalizing as Blue Standard 4 goes down. The two Red Standards ruling the roost, keeping that central island under control. A flip of the early game from game 1.
Well, it also helps whenever your Sentry is still actually right side up, Preston.
Yeah.
Outposts felt pretty even. Oh, a stark difference in how quickly they fell last time.
Yes, and I think gold will also stay much closer this round because of the gold cube. So I expect round 2 to be a much closer game all around. Losing the drone before the outpost falls is going to be a tough pill for Hero to swallow.
Yeah.
Red Standard 4.
Like the drone's actually back up, though, as opposed to just
interesting and important battle. The Blue Sentry forcing back Red Standard 4, able to get the kill. That tunnel, the size restriction of the tunnel, we've seen it be very impactful. As soon as Red Standard 3 was unable to spin, the Blue Sentry absolutely annihilated it.
That's going to give Hero a bit of an ammo or a level advantage with their Blue Standards 3 and 4, because the Sentry will give shared XP per what projectile type is fired.
Go that Red Standard able to secure another bonus.
Sentry taking out Red Standard 4 once again.
Blue Standard 4 just trying to cause some chaos, taking quite a bit of damage. The bonus recently secured by the red team, as their Sentry will finish it off and get the kill credit. An instant revive used by Hero. Interesting strategy. It's going to allow them to continue, have a bit of a sneak attack on the red Hero. But, I mean, the gang's all still there. I think perhaps they should have waited, but it pays off as Blue Standard 4 takes out the red Hero.
Not going to be out for too long this early. Looks like an instant revive is also used on the side of FYT. FYT having a lot more gold to be able to spend on that if that happens again.
But Blue Standard 3 was there to force that red Hero back again. So the 300 gold was spent for the instant revive. Blue Standard 3 shoved the Hero back. Base at 4,700 for Hero. Still yet to take down the outpost. The Sentry for Hero doing a fantastic job. Red Standard 4 at the bottom.
FYT looking a lot stronger this time than they did even last time. Hero finding themselves in a very similar situation. And with another flipped robot, I think I just caster cursed the microseconds before that happened.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Hero's still working on the FYT outpost, losing their drone, not having the hero accuracy they need. The armor panels are static now. It should be rather trivial. But they probably won't get a chance. With one standard, they need to be able to defend their own hero and aggressively stop the enemy team hero. Blue Standard 3 trying to carry the whole team on his back, excuse me. Blue Standard 3 gets the kill and gets out of town without taking any damage. That's the kind of gameplay they need, but Blue Standard 3 has got to get on a good cycle. It needs to get back to that red hero every single time. Red Standard 4 playing the same game on the opposite side of the map.
Right, in that vision spot, Preston, you called it yesterday. That's a spot I think we're going to start seeing a lot more teams use as they witness how effective it is either against them or at watching in scouting matches.
Blue Standard 3, Red Standard 4 in a skirmish at the bottom. It's a huge level disadvantage for the red team, though. Team Heroes Standard looking really good. Needs to get this kill and then needs to move. There we go. Gets the kill, but now Blue Standard 3 needs to be on that cycle timer. Right? 5 seconds. That hero will be up. We'll need to return back to base before it's able to fire projectiles. But I think if you are hero in this dire of a situation where the outpost is still up, you need to be spawn killing the enemy team's hero. You need to get as many deaths on it as you can. Buy your hero as much time as possible. The sentry for hero really coming in clutch as they're being counter jungled a bit. Red engineer stealing cubes from the opposite side of the map, causing mayhem.
Well, look at that gold difference, Preston. It's creeping up. 1,000 gold
why
is
is
a
the
lot
blue
of
hero
projectiles.
only buying 10 projectiles? 9 projectiles in the hopper, 325 gold remaining. I hope that the blue team understands kind of the sole importance of their blue hero, right? Give that man 35 projectiles. You need all of them.
They at least recognize the importance of trying to distract the FYT hero, as he's once again shoved off from the sniper position with 15 projectiles left in the hopper. He had to fall back due to health.
Yeah, Blue Standard 3 able to receive some health remotely, spending more of that gold. Staying close in gold as hero in round 2, allowing them to keep closer. Need to go now. You need to go now, Blue Standard 3. They cannot delay any more hero projectiles landing on their base. Just make a larger and larger deficit that they'll have to make up later.
Playing a robot down is really, really difficult, especially when it's one of your standards that you'd be using to harass the hero. Blue Standard 3 trying to flick up the slack.
Out, starting to chunk away at that red hero. The
Smart
base
hit from hero.
Oh, man. Okay, the red hero is dead for the rest of the game. Blue Standard 3 has accomplished his mission. The blue team hero from hero.
Looks like he might be trying to lower those armor panels, Preston, by sitting on that zone.
Yeah,
like
he
was.
The Blue Standard slid off. That was not great.
I think he might be still in the zone.
Oh,
given
no.
the AI hasn't. The UI still shows that he's capturing it.
So close. The red team, Red Standard 3 is not able to fire projectiles right now, indicated at the top of your UI. So the blue hero.
This is the base race.
Body blocked.
He's trying to get there for the base race, but he's not going to be able to.
Really?
Surprised that goes to him and not the engineer, but I guess he's the one that initiated contact.
Basketball fouls, where it's charging.
Yeah.
So because
setting
the red
up the
engineer
screen
was there first and wasn't moving, I understand that it goes to the blue hero, but feels bad. Hero's hero will be body blocked out, and FYT will take round 2, winning the best of 3.
And it was a very deserved win, Preston. They had their foot on the gas the entire time and barely let off the accelerator at all. That one went to time, but
It did. I think if Heroes' second standard was up, they would have won quite easily.
I don't know if it would have been easily. FYT had a massive gold advantage on them, and we see how big that is every single time.
Yeah, but I mean, if their blue hero just had a little bit more time and space, and if there was another standard that could stay there, the only offensive standard for hero had to be on the opposite side of the map the entire game.
Yeah, but still,
it was tough. Hero's hero really was struggling accuracy-wise. And the drone fell. Hero had a tough time with that outpost.
They needed to just get their robots to be able to not flip on themselves. It wasn't even enemies necessarily that took them out more than the curb did, at least for being able to remove their standard 4 from the entire game pretty early on.
Taking a look at the stats, the gold was much closer round 2. The game was much closer round 2. Taking a look at a few highlights. Early outpost damage, the power rune being secured. Heroes outpost falling very early in the game. Then Blue Standard 4 really coming in clutch, taking out that red hero. Blue Standard 3, who would carry the team on his back for the next 3 minutes and get these repeated kills onto that blue team hero. That red team hero, 33% accuracy. It's good. I think if you're over 30%, you're fine. I think over 40% is going to be necessary for the later half of the bracket.
Yeah, I'd say over 50% would be necessary for the later half of the bracket.
If you
As we've
want top
seen,
5 for sure, but I think you can make it. I think you can make it fairly far. There's a lot of different mechanics now, right? There's different ways for teams to lower those armor panels with the
I
power
would say
rune and the different power ups. Yeah, but
top
they could.
16 at least is whenever you need more than 50%.
We'll see, Matt. I really think you could make it to place 7 with like a 42% accuracy. Um, I'm seeing more and more teams utilize the overall team buffs and start to get like 8 damage per hit onto the base with standards and with drones.
Yeah.
Um, and that really, I mean, almost double, right? It's like 30% or, well, it's probably, it's at least 50%. It's like 65% added damage. That's
For the
huge.
power rune?
There's a couple different mechanics that they can use. Yeah, that give them damage buffs. Our next round will be between Taurus and one other team.
Let me grab the Google Lens.
Here we go. Oh, I love the yellow bucket hat. Aura achieved.
Robomaster bucket hats do go hard.
Volunteers doing a great job getting all those projectiles off the field, or at least most of them. I mean, it's thousands and thousands
Thousands
of
and
projectiles every
thousands,
round.
yeah. I mean, you think about the RMUC cleanup or RMUL cleanup, and that's nowhere near the scale of how many projectiles are fired per round. Not to mention per match, not to mention per day. They're using the same field every time.
All right, on the blue side of
Oh, it's
the
Harbin
field.
Engineering Dream Wings.
Okay, cool. Same city as one hitter, I think.
I believe so, because it's the Harbin Institute of Technology for HIT, right?
Yeah.
It'll be Dream Wings in the blue, Taurus in the red.
Ooh, Dreamwings standards are spinning very quickly. The Red Hero, good performance, top 15 in most categories, 42% accuracy, gets them top 13.
Well, I guess if that's the bar for top 13, then I think you might be right on accuracy then.
You can see some, I think, springs there on the back helping with the heavy pitch. I mean, this is a massive, massive gimbal.
One with the articulating scope as well and all the extra components you need for that. That's a whole bunch of extra weight to put on the pitch arm.
Yeah, and the holding torque on the motor, right? You don't want to burn out those motors. They're very expensive. You also, at the same time, really want to be able to hold a position with pitch for a long time without any tuning issues or oscillations or droop.
Getting a look at the presets of movement for the engineers. Pretty interesting to see how they're cycling the cubes from finger to finger.
This red engineer is extremely small. I expect that it will be very much able to fit through that tunnel. Quicker access to the gold cubes early in the game. Looks like it's got the double backpack slots, so it could potentially take up to 3 cubes at once.
Those backpack slots sure are useful when you're making the long trek to the middle island to get those gold cubes.
Both teams fielding very similar balancing bots with legs. See if we have any more parkour today.
Looks like their legs might not be outside of the frame. So they might not be able to do the same thing that TDT could do whenever they could just flail their legs around to get themselves righted if they fall over. Dream Wings in the blue, Taurus in the red. First round of the best of 3 in this match. It is coming straight to you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring on the bots.
Oh, interesting. The red engineer that is so small decides to go with a silver cube start. A bit surprised. But red standard 3 able to use those legs to climb right on up, as is red standard 4. They're running double balancing bots for Team Taurus.
First time we've seen that.
Blue standard 4 made the jump, but was facing the fence. Didn't look particularly happy. Will get taken down. Blue standard 3 trying to force that hero back from Taurus. Dream Wings. That's really far to be as a solo standard, though.
Ariel having a hard time getting a good lock on the outpost. Making good use of the power rune, though.
And Blue Standard 3 is not too worried about being outnumbered. On the opposite side of the field, Blue Standard 4 comes to back him up. Won't be able to fire projectiles. Frankly, probably should have just gone back to base, but he's got a buddy. Blue Standard 3 is able to back it up. Power rune or no power rune, goes 1v2 and likes those odds. Oh my gosh. Okay, good. I thought he got stuck in that tunnel. The outpost for Dream Wings at 20 HP. Team Taurus still has almost 900 remaining.
Wonder if they're going to use a hero projectile or two 17mm projectiles to finish it off here. Looks like they're going to opt for the latter. There it goes. Dream Wings losing their outpost, but not really able to fire with their drone, it would appear, as the drone does have 900 ammo that it is not currently using on the outpost.
Wow.
Oh, there it is. All I had to do was say it.
Yeah, I was about to say, Dream Wings is now melting through the outpost with their drone. Extremely successful, opening up the base 2 damage.
Just as it was even, now it's uneven. Taurus getting some very nice, consistent hero shots from the 300 damage sniper position.
Red Standard 4 harassing while that hero lobs shots at the base. That dart really would have helped for Dream Wings. This is 3,000 unanswered damage.
That
Dream
it is.
Wings needs to stop the bleeding. They are hemorrhaging hard.
280 gold is not enough, I don't think, to airdrop ammo. So with only one shot left, Taurus's hero is going to have to retreat.
All of these Taurus darts are extremely close, hitting the correct section of the base, just missing by, a few inches.
The drone able to take shots
Dream
at the
Wings
hero.
that finally turns its attention to this red hero, but at this point there's only one projectile left in the hopper, so it's about time for the hero to return to base anyway. Blue Standard 3 under fire from Red Standard 3. Blue Standard 3 going to fall very low, trying to take that defensive position. Both teams taking reduced damage at the moment, but Red Standard 3 in the 1v3 will go down.
1v4, even considering the sentry as well.
Blue Standard 4 may be overstaying, though. Red Standard 4 has come into play. Whoa! Melted.
Taking only 7 damage per shot, though, definitely saved the life of that standard.
That was close. Double silver cube grab by the blue engineer, taking pretty heavy damage from the aerial, trying to use those cubes positioned, but it won't be enough. Taurus, I don't think their hero driver I sweated at all, Matt.
Nope. Kicked back, legs up on the desk. He was not in any rush or any panic whatsoever.
Taurus did a phenomenal job of applying pressure. They also played very, very quickly. The hero accuracy was quite high.
Well, and they knew they could hit the shots, so they set themselves up to make the shots, and that's kind of just as simple as that. And if you're not able to defend against it, you're not able to get across the field and harass that hero and try and make them panic, it's just going to be free reign. And it's just all up to the hero to try and time their shots, take their time at their leisure, and just make sure that they're hitting the 300 zone. And that's all there is to it.
That's true. Man, if those darts had landed for Taurus, they hit 4.
Yeah. I mean, they would have just been able to knock him out faster.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This performance from Taurus looked great. They got the power rune, 12 hero projectiles. These are all the stats that I want to see that quick. 50 hero projectiles. So early in the game, they were.
Look at the difference in projectiles, though, with 1,400 shot by Dream Wings, but the damage is not there to support the fact that they shot 500 more projectiles Well, I guess the 50 hero shots, it
Yeah.
kind of makes that a bit of a moot case in terms of damage, because each of those hero shots pretty much coming across as 300 the majority of the time.
Maybe their hero was having a mechanical issue then. I can't imagine that Dreamwings on purpose only fired one hero projectile all game.
Yeah, it seems a bit like our second to last match last night.
Yeah. 52% accuracy from that Taurus hero. Played very well. And a carrot mascot sticker on the side of the bot. +5 everything points. Well done.
The official mascot of RoboMasters. Always good to see representation.
South China Agricultural University. Well played. Team Taurus 1 round up in this best of 3.
I believe 52% was better than their stated average of 40-ish.
Yeah, 42% average. Yeah, I mean, there was just no pressure, right? They were never getting shot. They were never getting pushed. There was no body blocking. So they could sit there all day. Once they got it locked in, they could just sit and fire 30 projectiles in a row. I think accuracy for heroes is largely a function of how many times you have to return to your spot, right?
Yeah.
I suspect that between the great teams and the super great teams, there maybe are some slight differences in how many projectiles you use to line up your hits. But for most of your like great teams, you're just above average teams, you're taking 3 shots to start hitting the base. So it's how many you miss is more of a function of how many times do you have to leave and come back.
There's that, and also if you get even slightly nudged or moved, there's also then you have to kind of refigure out your position. But you think with the lead screw being a common way of being able to elevate your turret, you'd be able to consistently have an encoder or something that would have position saved, that you could save that, mark it, and then come back to that spot.
Yeah, I mean it's a neat option. Definitely something to consider. There we go. The blue hero for Dreamwings seems. Oh, I think I cast or cursed him right there, Matt. They fired 2 projectiles, and now they have a concern about the flywheel.
Yep.
See if we can diagnose from the screen. The front flywheel looks lower to me than the back flywheel.
They unplugged the flywheels to try and test.
Jamming heroes is always a non-trivial issue, right? The feeding of golf balls through this machine it's a difficult task. There we go. Firing 2. There's 3. All right. The team feels like that is sufficient. If it can fire 3, it can fire 50.
Well, let's hope so, because that's going to be the only thing that can probably save Dreamwings, as Taurus looked pretty unbeatable without a hero being able to shoot back and get that outpost damage to match the quickness of how Taurus moves.
All right, using the rest of that technical timeout. Can see Dreamwings on the field still, closing up their laptops, packing up their bags. I had seen, I believe it was on their engineer, they pulled off an armor panel. Luckily, it didn't seem to eject any of their bots in round 1, but if they have concerns, it's good to fix them in between.
Yeah, got to do it while you got the time.
Yeah, especially if you've paid for the time already, right? They've used one of their technical timeouts.
No,
it's good to be able to kind of multitask, especially when you're down around. Team Taurus versus Dreamwings. Here we go, round 2, best of 3. Dreamwings back to the wall.
Still very winnable if they're able to actually use their hero aggressively.
Yeah, they'd need to pair it with some more pressure onto Taurus. I mean, that was just so fast. I don't think, unless Dreamwings is hiding just a monster hero, I'm not sure that simply having a functional hero back with 30, 40, even 50% accuracy is really going to be enough. They're going to need to pair that with a much more aggressive standard presence. 3, 2, 1. Bring on the bots. Taurus in the red, Dreamwings in the blue. Slight change of engineer strat from Dream Wings. Both teams going for the silver cubes. Taurus once again starting on the power rune.
Very common strategy we've seen among highly successful teams is getting that early power rune as fast as possible.
Look at the accuracy of this hero for Team Taurus. The outpost going down with... I only saw them miss once.
I don't even know why the drone even started shooting at it, considering how well that hero was
doing a good
in.
job of playing more aggressively, forcing back the red hero. But at level 1, I'm not convinced that Blue Standard 3 can get the kill. He cannot. And again, this was a timer. Like, they got there at the wrong time. It looks and feels like a good play, but frankly, that red hero needed to retreat anyway. So if you lose anything for that play, it's not worth it.
Very right on that, Preston.
Same time now, the drone for Dream Wings melting through this outpost. The power rune falls off. You see that projectile damage go back up to 10. And the outpost will fall. 100% drone damage. Hopefully the hero able to fire projectiles. There we go. It's fired. They're not connecting, and it will need to go back to base, but that's okay. Dreamwings Sentry will fall to Red Standard 3, but at the same time on the other side of the map, Blue Standard 3 will get a kill. Blue Standard 3 now in a 2v1, taking 12 damage per hit. This is not the situation you want to be in. You're up a level or two, but the drone will not let you escape. Oh my goodness, some fancy footwork from Blue Standard 3 makes it back to base just barely alive.
Forcing Red Standard 3 to also do the same.
Dreamwings darts flying across the map. They could really use this as Taurus has got the hero locked in. Again, those standard timers from Dreamwings, just a little offset. Their presence on the map was the opposite time as the red team hero.
Hero connects its first shot from Dreamwings. Taurus's base now falling a little bit, but looks like it might be a race of the heroes.
Yeah,
and that race just got cut short.
Blue Standard 3 is up so many levels. Can't concern himself with a little level 2 Red Standard 4. It needs to go for that red hero. Good shot calling. Blue Standard 3 taking a bit of chip damage. Is on the run. It's out of projectiles. Oh, this is tragic for Dreamwings. And Blue Standard 4 is having an armor panel issue. You can see their blinking armor panels in the back.
Obviously got a lot of extra armor panels, but it's no longer between the round whenever you're able to edit that. Darts actually all connecting to the top of the base, but not doing any damage. Just a little bit off on the rail. Red Standard 3 falling a bit, being a bit punished for playing very aggressive. As a large deficit is needed to be overcome in terms of 2,000 damage.
Check out the mini map, Matt. The red team sentry is displaying its path.
Huh.
The mini-map just closed, but that's something for us to keep an eye on later. I'm not sure how they're getting that into the API of Robomasters, but Red Standard 3, again, nukes this blue hero. Taurus looking really strong in round 2. Red Standard 3 gets the kill and then darts away out of vision. I like the play from Dreamwings to go for the enemy team's zone, the capture point. They're unable to capture it because of the aerial from Team Taurus, shoving Blue Standard 3 back.
Well, let's keep it real, Preston. Blue Standard 3 is really the only reason Dreamwings is still in this game, causing all the chaos in the red base.
Yeah, but what's unfortunate is when you're down standards, right? Again, Blue Standard 3 doing an excellent job on the red side of the base, but on the blue side of the base, Red Standard 3 is just doing whatever he likes. Running around, getting triple kills, buying
all
so much
the while
time.
That hero is just pounding away at the base. One more projectile will lower the armor panels, allowing the lower bits to be exposed.
Look at this. Look at the path. Ah, the minimap just got covered up.
Too many things happening, Preston.
It is. So there's an
oh
indicator.
Yeah, there's the line showing that Blue Standard's trying to go back to its base, right?
No. Maybe I'll scroll back. It's only round 2.
Only round 2, as that's going to be the match for.
It sure is. Look. This
Taurus.
line between the sentry and the top of the map.
Oh, I see.
The double. I don't know what that is. The indicator at the bottom. You can see the path that the sentry's trying to follow.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe that has a function to do with radar?
It's very cool. It's a neat insight into, and then you can see it now trying to path to the opposite side of the field, getting engaged on the way.
Almost like clicking in League of Legends, setting the flag for your character to move to.
Yeah, but this is for the complete autonomous bots, right? So it's the path detection.
It's choosing its own thing, yeah.
Yes, yeah, it's the path selection.
Charts its own course, goes free independent thinking robot.
Anywho, great match. Well done, Taurus. I think they're definitely one of the teams to watch. Let's throw the MVP screen up before we switch over to the next match. Don't want to rob Red Standard 3 and Red Engineer 2 of their moment in the sun. 42% accuracy on a standard is unheard of.
Look at that balancing bot design. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's a cool one. I like it. It's a bit unique. This is about double the accuracy that I expect out of a good standard in an RMUC match.
Yeah. With how many thousand projectiles, that's hitting 400 of them. 5 kills to show for it and 1 assist as well.
Well done, Team Taurus. I think if Taurus can get that dart dialed in, they could go really far in the competition. That was the only issue I saw the whole time, was those 4 darts all missing. I'm like, you land one of those, and I think their push becomes so aggressive and so fast that even some of the top teams will really struggle to combat it.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right with that, Preston.
All right, Matt, let's take a look at our next set of teams. Our blue side running onto the field. Walking calmly onto the field. There we go.
Gotta be excited going through the tunnel.
Meeting up with their opponent for the match. In between them, the Gauntlet of Robomasters.
China University of Petroleum, I believe, is the red team. Wow, we'll see what we can snag for the names.
All right, chat. This is match like 11 or 12 of the finals. Robomasters 10th anniversary.
China University of Petroleum is in the blue, and they flash it away so fast because they believe that you can read Chinese.
Yeah.
Not need the help of a translator. SPR in the blue. And Taiwan University of Firelane.
In the red?
Or University of Technology in Firelane. Taiwan.
Taiwan in the blue?
In the red.
In the red. All right. Taiwan in the red, SPR in the blue.
Yuan, I believe, is the...
Ah, thank you.
The city. Maybe whenever we get a close-up of their logo, it'll be able to be a bit more visible.
It's so confusing because their logos are the opposite colors. On the blue side of the map is SPR with the red school logo.
You know, you'd think they'd be able to have a little bit of consideration for that. Just swap the teams. Make it more aesthetically pleasing. Or, you know, the contrast, I guess, is its own art.
Matt, do you have your Google Lens up? What is that stat that says 17? Is that number of hits in a row?
Let's find out.
I can pause it if you need.
Maximum number of hits in a game.
It must mean in a row.
It says deployment hits.
Oh, deployment hits. It's sniper shots. 17 sniper shots. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
A good hero, we're seeing 12, maybe 13.
Well, with 46% accuracy, that's only like 30-ish projectiles fired for a pretty good return on investment.
This is a really cool engineer. It's got a central tower. and then a
And then the
backpack.
backpack on the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting way of going about the backpack. Instead of having the backpack articulate, you just have the entire arm be able to move to the backpack. Somebody should call Dora the Explorer.
Yeah. On the opposite side of the field, taking a peek at red standard 3. Looking good. You can see its CV module, I believe, there on the back with that thick cable coming out, running up.
$30 left. Both teams clearing pretty early. Looking a bit like UW and RMNA. All their bots looking ready to go. Very short and interesting sensory design. Not one that we've seen anything like so far.
Yeah, also having the light bar attached to the top portion of the robot. Usually it's on the chassis. Lots of interesting engineering design on these teams. These are very unique looking robots. Definitely a lot to dig into. Hopefully the performance is high. Would love to get some inspiration from these two teams. Three, two, one. Bring on the bots. The red team engineer is able to take that small tunnel, getting them a faster access to the gold cubes in the center. Blue standard 4 going to escort their engineer to accidentally body blocking a bit. So both teams starting with the gold cubes, but it is the red side that finishes the power rune. Sentry on sentry combat happening at the bottom of your map. Fairly inconsequential as the blue sentry now changes its attention to the red team outpost. The outpost not taking any damage. In contrast, SPR's outpost has already gone down. Great utilization of the power rune.
Look at where Taiyuan has their sentry set up. It's just kind of doing laps in the blue base.
I mean, that's one way to cause some mayhem for sure.
Especially if you have the power rune.
The blue hero. There we go. Starting to land some shots onto that red side outpost. But red standard 4 assisting the red sentry, and able to get a kill onto the blue hero. Reminder that revival cooldowns are a function of how many times you've died and how late it is in the game. So these early deaths, the timers are short, but it really impacts the late game quite a bit. SPR now using their aerial to finish off the rest of that outpost very successfully. A great job evening this game right back out.
Not for much longer, though. It looks like Taiyuan has a good setup. Wow, well, 1 damage coming across it. At least hit the panel. There we go, 300, and that's going to be, wow, rapid fire. Knocking down a lot of health off that base. Well, just as I say it, back to the 1. There we go.
It's not bad. 1,500 damage dealt by that red team hero. On the opposite side of the field, only 7 projectiles remaining for SPR's hero. Got to dial it in really quick if you have that few projectiles.
Sentry for Taiyuan getting really, really low.
Look at red standard 3. Even though that blue hero was only taking 8 damage, absolutely melted. That's a second death. Quick succession.
Yep, and as you can see, that bumped up to about 17 seconds for the death timer this time. 9 seconds, it's going to come up, and it's going to be invulnerable for 5, I believe. Then after that, it's going to have just a tiny sliver of health that hopefully it'll be able to get away, but might not be from the positioning of that AI sentry.
It's red team hero. Really close with these shots, but most of them bouncing off of that green light. There we go. Landing a few more shots. 2 more of those sniper position hits required to open up the lower section of the space. Level 7.
Aerial from SPR trying to at least distract the hero in some regard, but he will not be shaken. Level 7 hero just pounding away at the base. Free reign, minimal resistance.
the skirmishing on the blue side of the base is hectic. Sentry on sentry kill. There's a red sentry down. There's a blue standard that's now come back up.
Unfortunately, Preston, it's not in the kills of the firefights that win you the game. It's about doing the damage to the base and also having the projectiles to be able to defend yourself. Look at the gold difference.
Red
It strikes
standard
again.
3 does just enough damage that the blue hero retreats. He has no idea that that was the only projectiles remaining for that red standard. It's a little bit tragic. Good bluffing, right? I mean, there's something to be said there about posturing. If you're able to convince the other team that you are about to take them out, they will retreat. Red Standard 4, however, has plenty of projectiles in the hopper, comes riding on in, and takes down the blue hero. This should spell disaster. 26 hero projectiles remaining on the red side of the field. This should be the end for SPR. 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the round. A dart flies across, lands, but only counts as a hero projectile.
No, I think the hero was actually also shooting at the same time, and the dart also just missed.
Ugh.
Just the hero wasn't having the tracers.
The blue engineer now in desperation trying to block the red hero shots.
Seems to be somewhat successful.
Yeah, the hero decides to move. Red Standard 4 trying to stop this nonsense. There we go. Quick kill goes over to the red side. The blue standard now getting involved in a 1v3 shoves the red hero back. Good move from SPR. Too little too late, likely, with less than 2 minutes to go and a 4,000 HP health deficit.
And not just health. It's that gold. Look at the projectile difference. 22 projectiles in both heroes, but not a lot actually being able to be purchased right now. As Taiwan has
Look at blue standard 4 though, level 9 coming across, shoves the red hero back again. A minute and 30 seconds left. Red power rune is big. The sniper shot's now only dealing 225 to the base. Airdrop of more ammunition comes in for blue standard 3. Blue standard 3 needs to stop this red hero. 225 again, 225 again. SPR, can they clutch it up? A minute remaining. That power rune is massive, Matt. 75 damage per hit removed from this hero is a big deal.
Yeah, 75% reduction in the damage that you do with the sniper shot, pretty much. The extra damage, at least.
Only 5 projectiles remaining for the hero. They're going to fix that. No, it's the red standard that was getting the ammunition drop. Tragedy, the blue hero trying to make it back 49 seconds. Should be enough time. They can get 19 projectiles if they're quick with the purchase.
But that means that Taiwan would have to unanswer that, but it looks like they're getting in a position to answer it.
Blue standard 4 getting shoved back by red standard 3. That's probably play that they need. The red hero retreats for some reason. Perhaps they're out of physical projectiles. Perhaps they're jammed. The red sentry gets a kill. Now getting body blocked by the blue engineer.
Another tipped robot.
15 seconds remaining. Both heroes not firing projectiles at bases is crazy. 10 seconds left to go. SPR will take the L for round 1, taking a few last-minute full-court shots.
Not able to connect any of them.
A red team that takes round 1 in the best of 3. Well played. The last
Very
minute
well
or so of the game was a bit questionable to me. There was some moments there where I really felt like the heroes should have been launching more projectiles and focusing just do it, right? Just fire a bunch of projectiles at the base. If you die, you die.
I think they ran out of steam. I think they just didn't really have enough projectiles unless you were talking about going up and just point blanking the base as it's exposed.
I felt like at the end of the game there, both robots had over 20 hero projectiles in the hopper and were not firing for the last probably minute and 10 seconds, minute and 15 seconds.
Yeah, well, SPR had a bit more of a valid reason because they had their base occupied.
Yeah, that's true. Our red team was doing a great job of causing a lot of havoc continuously. The sentry being on the other side of the map was quite impactful.
Yeah.
17 kills is wild. I think that's the second most I've seen so far. Really well played.
It was pretty much on all regards too, because their engineer came out and actually was moving around. Usually, engineers are pretty preoccupied for the majority of the match, just trying to make sure that those cubes get their value. But engineer came out and was able to at least body block and put the hero for Taiwan in a better or in a worse spot.
SPR's hero looked really good when it was allowed to launch projectiles, but 803 red standard 3, I believe that'll be a new record for KDA. The red engineer not to be outshined, 3,090 gold with a
8
17
kills,
second
0
average.
deaths. 8 kills, 0 deaths on the standard with 800 damage. Not inconsequential numbers.
Looking at one of those MVPs right now, the red engineer. The UI, really important for the engineer. You've got a lot of things to control. Even if you're using a custom controller with like encoders to move the different links of the arm individually.
Yeah.
Keeping track of where you are and where your robot is, right? When your camera...
It's like a surgical robot.
Yes, exactly. When your camera's on a moving arm, right? It's very difficult to stay grounded in the real plane of space.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a bumper has fallen off the front of this blue engineer. Not a huge deal.
Especially with 30 seconds left, plenty of time to fix it. Looks like it might be just clearing the field. This game should be shortly underway. Second round, best of 3. SPR going to need a lot more aggression than they showed their first half.
I agree with you. I think it will be quite close. I think
It also helps to not flip a robot.
Yeah, exactly. I think there are some small adjustments that can be made that keep these two teams within arm's reach of a win. And the referee system's initialized. We're ready for round 2. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring out the bots. Red engineer again, able to get to those gold cubes slightly earlier. Both drones coming out to attack outposts. Ooh, power rune. Almost captured on the red side, but not quite. There we go. Finally secured. It's going to give them bonuses for the next 45 seconds of the game. Using that momentum, they take down the outpost. That was quick. 6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the match. The outpost is already down. SPR yet to deal more than 100 damage, and now they're dealing half damage, right? Because of the power rune. Because they get the power rune before the outpost has taken significant damage, SPR is playing from a back foot in any fights and game objectives for the next 30 seconds.
That's a pretty significant amount of time.
Especially a 7-minute game, right? 3/4 of a minute's pretty big.
Cube tumbling to the floor is not going to be recoverable by SPR, as cubes that touch the floor no longer hold any value. Oh my gosh, very quick work being made of the base. The hero locking in from Taiwan. Looks like the dart might also connect. No.
Blue hero landing a couple shots onto the outpost, but look at the blue side of the map. If you're trying to find it, it's the one with all the red robots on it. Red standard 3, red standard 4 running around the map. Red standard 3 will get taken down. Blue standard 4
Engineer made the jump
as well.
The engineer made the jump, Preston. SPR leaping off the curb.
Heck yeah. Red standard 4 will make it out alive. Blue standard 3 and blue standard 4 sitting here with red standard 3 awakens, but it's I believe the aerial that chews through that blue standard, backing up red standard 3, keeping him alive so that he can return back to his base. Will get chased down by blue standard 3, but at the same time, the aerial now harassing the engineer.
Good show of aggression of what it's capable, or what Blue Standard 3 is capable of whenever it's not flipped over.
The second volley from SPR's drone finishes off the outpost without too much trouble, frankly. Once the damage is 10 projectiles per shot, they make quick work of it. But again, 1,500 damage already in the lead for the red side, and another 15 projectiles bottled up.
SPR having 0 presence on the map right now, as Taiyuan sets up for the full court shots.
They're also struggling gold-wise.
Ooh, first hit. They've got it dialed in. Well, there it is. I want to slow down just to make sure that you're not counting it as one, as 301 are two very different damage values.
Red
take the
Hero
armor
has
off the base.
cracked open the coconut of SPR's base. Trying to adjust. It's interesting to me how many teams use that strategy. Once the armor panels are exposed on the lower half, even if they only have a couple projectiles left, most teams do aim at those lower panels. And I feel like for your next hopper, sure, but for the hopper you're already using, I think you should just continue firing at those higher armor panels.
Especially if you've already got it dialed in.
Yeah. Red Standard 3 and 4 continuing to cause quite a bit of concern for SPR on the blue side of the field. Red Standard 4 gets a kill, probably make it out. The blue sentry doing a good job of trying to support, but without the human-driven counterparts, it'd be very tough. The blue engineer making the jump, really the only reason that it survives. I think the tunnel would have also been too slow there.
Yeah, but at the same time, look at the gold difference. Double gold difference. SPR is having to work with half the resources this game, and that's not even going to be the rest of the game for very longer, as looks like Taiyuan closes it out.
Holy smokes.
Taking the victory.
Great job. That was a dominant second round, Matt.
Yep.
No question marks.
Dominant first round too, especially with the flipped robot.
Yeah, but again, right, there was a flipped robot, and like the hero didn't fire very many projectiles, and I had question marks around SPR, but I felt like if they changed a few strategic things, they could totally make round 2 very competitive. But in actuality, I feel like our red team made more of an adjustment between round 1 and round 2, played very, very well. They harassed the blue team engineer a lot, kept that econ down, and without having the gold necessary to defend and actively kind of cause that change, the statistics show the answers right there. 600 to 1,100 gold. And then
the accuracy too in damage difference.
Yeah. I want to point out the gold efficiency for the red team. 8,000 damage is typically the top end of what we see. I've seen a couple games that go past the 10,000 mark, but that's usually with 2,000 to 3,000 gold. 1,100 gold for 8,000 damage is a crazy deal.
Yeah, it sure is. Highlights from this match just showing the dominant performance of Taiyuan.
56% accuracy, looking great. 14 sniper shots hit, 39 hero projectiles fired, 5,500 damage dealt. Fair MVP. Really well played by all the members of Taiyuan Institute of Technology. Congratulations and well done. All right, Matt, you got one more? I think I got one more right now.
I can do one more.
All right, it's going to be Tromac versus Artnix. I have seen Artnix before, so let's switch on over and meet the teams. Pull up my notes, see if I wrote anything down about Artnix. All right, Artnix, they have a tiny engineer. They usually go gold cubes first. They did hit some darts during their regional semifinals. Their hero did a great job. Oh my gosh, they've got the Naruto run. So that's a big bonus. Yeah.
Speed at least.
I was fairly impressed with Artnix, but Char and I did put them at like a 10th-ish prediction.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
And that's 10th out of the top 12 from regions. So it's the lower half of the teams that we watched in the semis and quarters for regionals, but nothing too negative about their team. Like they just we're in an era where you need to have some special sauce. You need to have some crazy strats or some crazy bots or just like phenomenal all around teamwork and macro and gameplay. It's not just do you know how the game works? Do you have robots that work anymor? Which is cool.
kind of like first Robotics, where you have the teams that for at least for our team, our regionals would be competing against like team 148 or 138 and 19 or 118. So like immediately competing against back to back to back to back worlds competitors in your regionals is always a humbling experience, but there's a lot you can learn from it and a lot of good designs that you can find from them that you could possibly apply to your robots as well.
All right, here are the squads. I love the purple vests. A little splash of color.
Yep.
Massive drones entering the field. I love the drone aspect of the game, Matt. It feels very applicable to me. Drones of that size that can carry that much weight. We're starting to, well, not starting to. They have a lot of industry applications, right?
Yeah, though I mean the mail services have been starting, I believe, for certain package deliveries.
Yeah, Walmart, Amazon, a couple of the big giants are doing drone delivery in a lot of cities now, holding weight capacities similar to what we're seeing in RoboMasters. We've been seeing it for several years now in the agricultural industry, with again much more utility out of those large drones if they can carry and disperse loads of similar weights. And then even in like the non-destructive evaluation side, you can use drones for inspection, which is neat. And again, they need to be big because they need to carry some loads. So the student's getting some very real-world, applicable experience developing some robots that are using computer vision and machine learning, that are doing object manipulation in terms of like the engineer, and like multi-linkage robotic arms and soft robotic grabbers and things. And then on the drone side, we just discussed some of the applications where that's occurring. Tromac, 23% accuracy. How do you feel about that, Matt?
I mean, we've seen the accuracy number be a little bit wrong, and as we saw the other time with the 50% actual accuracy from the match and 43%, I believe, or 42% was their slated match accuracy. It might be different. We'll have to see. But as we know, the hero is the key to winning in this game.
Yeah. Artnix, 8.4 seconds is really quick for deposit time. Average level is between 2 and 3, which is fine. I'm totally cool with that. I think sometimes it's better to just do the level 2 depot. That way they can get the gold cube cashed quickly.
I believe I might actually have to step out, as I believe my mom is calling me to discuss certain details about an upcoming wedding that we're going to.
Oh, very nice. Well, thanks for hopping in for a few matches, Matt. I'm just gonna run this one, and then we'll do some more matches later tonight, probably. But thanks for hanging out. I'll let you know how Tromac versus Artnix goes.
All right, sounds good.
If Tromac makes a miraculous 20% to 60% accuracy increase.
Got to record that and document it to see what.
We'll clip it up.
All right. Well, I'll catch you later.
Chat. Here we go. Tromac versus Artnix. Round 1 of a best of 3. It's like we've got a small technical timeout. We will now use the magic of post-produced to skip forward. Tromac going silver cubes first, as is Artnix. Interesting. A small shift from their original gameplay. Power Rune being started by Artnix and then denied. Red Standard 3 on the opposite side of the field very early, doing a bunch of damage to Blue Standard 3. It's behind the Power Rune, but you can't see it, and Red Standard 3 wins the trade. Red Standard 3 now checking the hero spot. No hero detected and will return. The outposts are taking a little bit of damage, but frankly not really the focus of these early teams. A couple kills secured. As blue standard 4 falls as well. Tromac looking good with their standards. Their drone chipping away slowly at the Artnex outpost. Red standard 3 gets a kill. I think that's 3 unanswered kills for Team Tromac. Successful cache of a cube or 2 for Tromac as well. They're looking really good. My only concern, again, that hero accuracy. Outposts both sitting at about 1,000. Red standard 4 harassing the blue engineer, doing quite a bit of damage. Getting it down to about 3/4 HP. Red standard 3 on the other side of the map. Popping in and out of vision. See if he's able to deny this hero. Oh my gosh. Alcove Gaming, chat. Red standard 3 makes the circle. Is lost to blue standard 3. Red standard 4 engages with blue standard 3. He's going to lose that trade, but at the same time, red standard 3 shoves blue hero back to the base and gets the kill as he slides into the resupply zone. Red standard 4 gets away. Blue standard 3's target selection. He switched targets halfway through the fight to try to defend the hero, but in doing so gets 0 of the kills, and it's a 1-for-0. Tromac doing a fantastic job with their standards, tons of kills, but really struggling with this hero accuracy. This might be a team where they should just wait, I guess, until 3 minutes and 30 so that the outpost armor panel stops spinning. Red standard 3 again, opposite side of the map in a 1v3. He's backed up. He's taken out. Red standard 4 appears, shoves the hero back. Again, denying significant hero damage. Both outposts now down. Darts coming across. Next, they do not connect. Second dart, just high. Blue engineer getting chased down by this red standard 4 positioning so that cube in between him and the bot. Very smart. Red standard 3 going to try to make it out. The blue hero with 37 projectiles. It's Tromac that makes first contact on the base. 12 remaining. Red standard 4 getting chased away. The aerial, the sentry, and a standard combining their skills from Artnex, able to get the kill. This is a very even match. Both teams kind of struggling with hero accuracy. Tromac, do they have it dialed in? There's 2 in a row. They've got 5 remaining. There's 3 in a row. There's, so close. I think there is a lot of value perhaps in doing an air resupply ammo if you know you have a hero that struggles with accuracy. One of the blue bot's tips, blue standard 3 is fallen over, blue standard 4 taken out. And the red standard opens up the Artnex base. Uses the capture point. There it is, successfully opening the mechanical barriers, exposing the lower armor panels of the base. This is going to allow standards to get involved, which is great for a team like Tromac. Has these strong standards on the opposite side of the field. Gold extremely even, both teams at 2,200. Darts coming across for Artnex again. Still a little high. Blue standard 3 in a skirmish against red standard 3 at the bottom. Blue standard 3 has the level advantage. Also has a hero to back him up. Red standard 3 just trying to get out. Doesn't need any kills, just needs to survive. Does a good job of pausing behind the wall. Needs to go past this gap here in a second. Blue standard 3 a little bit distracted. Red standard 3, this is risky. Projectiles coming in. Going to try to harass the blue hero. If he dies but can get this blue hero, it's totally worth it. Red standard 3 chunking away at the hero. The hero goes down and red standard 3 survives. Blue standard 3 again switches targets. Tries to take out red standard 4, but as a result gets neither. The red engineer perhaps looking for any remaining silver cubes. Both teams cached a lot of gold cubes. The red hero trying to fire from the center island now that those lower armor panels are exposed, but blue standard 3 is not having any of it. Should be able to finish off the kill. There it is. 41 seconds. That's quite a death timer. 62 on the side of Artnex. Holy. Tromac with a strong advantage then. Artnix is only going to have 20, 25 seconds left after that hero respawns to try and deal at least 1,400 damage to their opponent's base. Tromac, 32 hero projectiles in the hopper. Can they close this one out? Airdropping some ammunition to their standards. Red standard 3, red standard 4 on the opposite side of the map, both with about 100 to 150 projectiles. The red team hero struggling a bit to land these. The drone getting involved. I mean, at this point, 52 seconds left remaining. You can just kind of mag dump from all sides of the field. Fighting in the defensive position as blue standard 3, it's going to help him out with the trade, but it's still a 2v1. Even though he's dealing double damage, he will get taken out. Red standard 4 lives on the edge again. And now, Artnix base taking a punish. The aerial doing quite a bit of damage. The hero landing a few shots as well. 28 seconds remaining. The hero for Artnix finally comes back up. A red standard 3 kills it in the base. The resupply zone healing not enough. 77 seconds. That death timer is insane. The number of kills that Tromac got was wild. 14 seconds remaining. Yeah, their hero accuracy definitely leaves some to be desired, but their standard performance, their gameplay, their macro, more than makes up for it right now against Artnix. Tromac takes round 1. Phenomenal gameplay. Let's take a peek at the stats. 7,500 damage to 44,000. 11 kills to 4. A lot of those were hero kills. That poor Artnix hero was playing the gray screen simulator and was pretty good at it too. 54 hero projectiles to 24. Well done from Tromac. Let's see a few of the highlights from the game. I mean, some of these fights were really close. I don't know if we're going to see them in these highlights, but red standard 3, red standard 4 lived on an edge multiple times. Got a couple good kills on the engineer, on the hero. I mean, every single one of those finals was the standards. And there it is, 5-1-2 with 28% accuracy. Backed up by and supplied by an engineer that cashed, I believe that's 2 gold cubes and 4 silver cubes for 2,600 gold. All right, Chad, there is a technical timeout, so we're going to scrub forward, try to find the front of round 2. Whoop. Here we go. Round 2 between Tromac and Artnix. It was close for the first half of the game, but then Tromac's standards really got ahead. The hero for Artnix died a couple times too many. 3, 2, 1. Bring on the bots. Artnix going for that airdropped standard strat that we see for power rune teams. Both sides making an attempt at the power rune. I believe that's the sentry for Tromac trying to get it. Blue standard 3, red standard 3 engaged at the bottom of the map, but it's blue standard 3 that will go down first in a basically 100-0 trade. The red standard on the opposite side of the map already asserting dominance. Now with the power rune, probably doesn't need to leave. Power rune enabled for Tromac. They're trying to chip away at the outpost. Red standard 4 will get a kill on the opposite side of the field as well. This is looking really tough for Artnix. Round 2, very reminiscent of round 1. The sentry for Artnix doing a good job of helping keep up with outpost damage. Sentry aerial combo working on the bottom. Hero aerial combo working at the top. Power rune will expire. I believe that's 208 damage dealt with the power rune. Red hero from Tromac, 20 projectiles in the hopper. Obviously way more than needed. But between these two teams, their hero accuracy usually the limiting factor for objective focus. Blue Standard 3 falling low, taken down to about half. It's running from Red Standard 3, finds Red Standard 4, who's extremely low. Now Blue Standard 4 getting involved. Red Standard 4, not so lucky this time, will get taken out. But the Red Standard 3, who might be stuck, frankly, is able to get a kill onto the blue hero, which is the main objective of these offensive standards. Outpost for Tromac does fall. Artnix in the lead, 2 minutes and 15 seconds in. Dart coming across, just a little low for Artnix. They are 1 damage up on the base, which is honestly impactful when the outpost is still up. I fully expect that outpost to fall soon, but the hero for Tromac still struggling to land these shots. In about 30 seconds, those armor panels will stop spinning, which will be a big help. Blue Standard 3 receiving 200 projectiles via airmail. Should allow him to keep this red hero fully distracted. The first shot lands, but only counts as a standard projectile. Second also counts as a standard projectile. And Blue Standard 3 immediately there to force the Tromac hero back. The blue team trying to manually open the gates of the base. Now landing their first hero-counted projectile. There we go. Some sniper shots being landed by Artnix. Halfway through the game, that means those armor panels stop spinning, allowing Tromac an easier access to the outpost. The blue hero taken down again, but this time they are up 1,200 damage to the base. Tromac without those super aggressive standards. Red Standard 3 completely stuck at the bottom of the field. It's a good opportunity for Artnix. See if they're able to bring this round to a close, maintaining their lead. Gold also in favor of Artnix in round 2. Looks like this might be a best of 3 that goes the distance. The blue hero forced off once more. Red Standard 4 trying to go up the ramp, but I don't know if this was on purpose. Red Standard 4 is successful at freeing Red Standard 3. Kind of worth. I don't know. I said worth, and then I saw the death timer, 55 seconds. Red Standard 4 is going to be out for half of the remaining rest of the game, but they use an auto-revive. The auto-revive allows Red Standard 4 to just drill through that blue hero and get back. Big brain play. Both teams now passing the 3,000 gold mark. Red Standard 4 getting some projectiles dropped in from above. Hero projectiles coming in for Blue Hero 1. Blue Hero 1 as well. Blue Standard 4 trying to pick a fight. Not sure it's the fight that he wants. Blue Engineer dies as well. This is a crazy bloody game. Kills all over the map. Non-stop. Red Standard 3 trying to open up the base manually. Red Standard 4 helping out, switching the capture point, keeping it growing. 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining. The red hero getting rammed a bit. Trying to land projectiles. Blue Standard 3 unable to get the kill. Will get a yellow card. Well deserved. The red standard successful at opening up the bottom section of the base. Oh, red hero 1. He's inting a little bit. Yeah. The red hero tried to come in and shoot some point blank shots, but with 5 HP remaining, that's a bit of a throw. That hero is now dead on the opposite side of the map with 35 seconds on the death timer, only 45 seconds left in the game. And Artnix should be able to use that kill to just cement the rest of their win. A dart land would flip the script, but it's a little wide. Red Standard 4 chewing through that blue base. It's going to be close. They just need so many standard projectiles if they're going to do with this with 17 millimeters. 4,100. 20 seconds remaining. They're still over 100 damage away. Red Standard 4 chunked down to half. The blue hero firing projectiles, body blocking using the blue engineer. 40. We're still 100 damage away. It's only 20 projectiles. 39 to 38. 39.20 to 38.98. Oh my goodness. By like 40 damage. This one will go the way of the blue squad. Holy smokes, chat. That was crazy close. Well played by both sides. That red hero move was a mega throw. They had that in the bag. Once those lower armor panels were open, just return back to base, heal, and then rush the base. They had plenty of time. It's like 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go. We'll take a look at the stats here in a second. But we will be going to Silver Scrapes. We'll be looking at the third round in a best of 3 between Tromac and Artnix. Here we go. Take a peek at these stats real quick. Fairly even game. 9 kills to 9 kills. 3,200 to 3,200 gold. 6,000 damage to 57. The base health. Holy smokes. 22 health between the two of them. That's 5 standard projectiles. Wow. A few of the highlights. That early kill. The retaliation. Well played by both sides with their standards. The standard play has been very impressive between these two teams. The heroes have struggled, partially because of robotic performance, and then also I think part of the struggle we're seeing is just how good the standards are, shutting the other team's heroes down consistently. MVP is the engineer. Yeah, fair enough. Both engineers did so good. So good. All right, chat. Round 3. Let's dive right in. Tromac versus Artnix, best of 3, match point. Will Artnix use that same strategy again? Are they going to get the power rune? The sentry going for the power rune on the red side. It's close. It's got one more hit. Oh my goodness. They failed the power rune on the last shot. Power rune has been fairly influential for both teams. Blue Hero 1 already has a yellow card, is forced back by the pair of red standards. Hey, Tromac landing some hero shots on the outpost. This is unusual. In a good way for Tromac. They can land 3 more. This accuracy is phenomenal. Blue Standard 4 is going to stop the barrage, but 1,100 something damage dealt in the first minute is great for Tromac. A much better pace than we saw in round 1 and round 2. Red Standard 4 should be able to finish off this kill. Blue Standard 4 will fall. 12 projectiles in the hopper of the Tromac hero. It'll be interesting to see if they can get that accuracy back. Last round, they actually had to wait till the 330 mark to be able to hit these outpost panels, but not anymore. Tromac takes the outpost down. Red Standard 3 and 4 body blocked from the central buff point axis. Your projectiles already connecting a power rune secured. Tromac looking really good in round 3. Artnix is going to need to turn things around. Gold dead even. These engineers identically paced in all 3 games. Sniper shots, though, for Tromac coming across. I mean, this is just going to be a snowball effect, right? Once you hit those shots, the hero now level 5, it becomes easier and easier. You're not as vulnerable to getting burst down to 0. You have more health. You're going to have more barrel heat, so you can fire more projectiles in the same amount of time. Blue Standard 4 standing on business in the defensive position, having a bit of a battle. Red Standard 3, Red Sentry, and Red Aerial all firing projectiles at him on the other side of the field. Artnix still using their Sentry to try to take down the outpost. It's a strategy we saw a lot in 2024. It worked well back then when the Sentry had some invulnerability to it. It's very slow if it's not executed extremely well. when compared to the hero projectiles. Tromac, 18 projectiles remaining in that hero. Plenty of time and space. Opposite side of the field, that is not the case, though. The blue hero chunked down to a third HP. Red standard 3 trying to take the hero out. If they can get the kill, if they can trade 1 for 1, totally worth it. They will in the last second. Red standard 3 gets the kill onto that blue hero and goes down. 1 for 1. You take that as the standard all day long. The dart hits for Tromac. Everything coming up. Tromac in round 3. Blue standard 3 on the opposite side of the field, but a level 2 standard now. Excuse me, a level 5 standard. That was 4 before versus like a level 7 or 8 hero. It's good harassment. It's a good chase, but it won't be enough to get the kill. The red hero has to return to base. But with so much gold available, it's not a terrible time to back. 2,072 HP remaining on the Artnix base. We've seen the impact that it has when those lower armor panels are exposed. Red standard 4 levels up. That helps him survive. Takes out the blue engineer. Gold still dead even across the map. Red standard 4 retreating. Blue standard 3 trying to get the kill. Unable to do so. 2 gold cubes in possession of that Tromac bot. Blue standard 3 now turns its attention to the red hero. Starts melting. It's a bit of a base race. It's a bit of a base race between the health. It'll be blue standard 4 that kills red standard 3. Red standard 4 unable to take down the hero. The standard before the hero falls. Another power rune coming across for Tromac. The hero for Artnix landing shots on now the static armor panels of the outpost. Doing a little bit less damage per shot because of the power rune. Darts. Oh, that was so close. Artnix really needs a dart. 2 minutes remaining, and they're down over 3,000 HP. Substandard projectiles being delivered on the map. 16 hero projectiles for blue hero 1. 22 for red hero 1. All of the robots on the blue side of the map surrounding this blue side base. The red hero, can he make it to the base? Taking a bit of damage, taking a bit of chunk. Red standard 4 chewing through the armor panel on the back. The engineer chasing with a gold cube for the blue team, trying to body block the hero. This is good defense by Artnix, using the engineer, using all of their bodies to stop this hero from having access to just launch projectiles at the armor panels. But the hero finds a plate. He finds a spot. They're continuing to chew through. Only 1,000 HP remaining for the Artnix base. Red standard 4 hiding out of vision. Perhaps thinks that the base is low enough. There we go. Was out of projectile. Oh, had 100 projectiles. Now has 200. It's going to let the smoke clear a little bit. Red standard 4 now retreats. It's an interesting move. I kind of thought he was waiting for the smoke to clear. That way they could chunk it out. The red hero, 505 gold for Tromac. I wonder if they could auto-revive their hero and chunk this base out now that it's no longer defended well by the blue team. 44 seconds remaining left. Artnix would need a miracle. They're trying. They're taking the capture point on the red side of the map. This will expose the low armor panels. If they're able to get their hero over there, 33 seconds, that's still a tough task. The hero would need to be there now. The blue hero not in the correct spot. Oh, it's dead. It's in the correct spot, but it's dead. It's got to retreat. 21 seconds. There's no way. Tromac with a much improved hero performance. Round 3 in this best of 3 against Artnix. What a match. Super evenly paced teams. But round 3 and the match will go the way of Tromac. Congratulations. A well-deserved win. Absolutely a chaotic game 3. Taking a peek at the stats. 7 kills to 7 kills. 2,300 to 3,200 gold. But a dart hit, 2 power runes, 7 sniper shots for the hero. Tromac stepped up when they needed it most. Look at these hero projectiles on the outpost. Going to help his 23% accuracy stats surely with this game. Going all in on the base together. Here we go. In this last chunk of time, didn't end up panning out for them. Like, they weren't able to get the base kill, but when you're that far ahead, you can take risky moves like that. It'll be just fine. It is red standard 4 that is the MVP. 303, 25% accuracy. Great standard performance from both teams. They both did really well in each of those games with their standards. Well, chat, that is it for our afternoon RoboMasters. Join us tonight to watch Tars go and other teams. I think we're now enough matches in. We're going to start seeing some of these teams come back. We'll start getting into the latter half of the bracket, talking with y'all about the implications of the games. For right now, we're finishing up those lower games. But thanks for hanging out. Come and hang out with us again tonight. I think it'll be me and Matt some more, and then tomorrow it should be, I think, Matt and Shar running y'all through games, trying to catch up. Yeah, RMUC 2025. It's spicy. It's a lot of fun. Y'all have a good night. Bye.